Good morning! That was a fun musical little thing that just happened. My name is Justin. I am your game moderator for Ghostlight RPGs presents Zoa Stardust. Also, my pronouns are he, him. Hi! Everything's in a weird order this morning. Ooh, Dark Plane's here! Good morning!
Oh.
Good morning, Dark Plane, my love. That was new.
I'm gonna tell Sienna.
She already knows. Anyway, let's introduce the rest of the team. Emma.
Hi, my name is Emma, she, her. I play Skipper the otter, she, they, and my fun fact today is that actually otters, particularly in East Asian countries like Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia, are popular exotic pets. But this is not a good thing because otters are not meant to live in apartments, and a lot of them are being taken from the wild as babies from their mom to be smuggled into larger cities where they can be sold online or sold through like pet cafes to just anybody who wants an otter as a pet. So I just want to spread some awareness that even though animals might be really cute and look like you want to have one for a pet, we got to remember that they're meant to be in the wild where they belong, especially if they're an exotic animal like an otter. And I'm going to pass it to Rebecca.
Hi, everyone. Today's going to be a PSA day because my special fact is also about that. Fennec foxes are actually becoming a lot more popular as exotic pets, which is understandable. They're very small and very cute. They look like they're a Pokemon. It's very tempting to want to get one of those. But I do want to warn you that when you get an exotic pet, their lifespans are a lot different than a cat or a dog, and sometimes they can live for a very long time, and it's a huge undertaking to take on an exotic pet. With fennec foxes, they can live up to 12 to 14 years in captivity if they're taken well care of. And that means that you're going to have that thing for a long time. And fennec foxes, like most exotic animals, don't necessarily behave the way that dogs and cats do. And a male fennec fox is going to pee all over everything. And sometimes people just can't handle that. And then these poor animals end up being, left out on the side of the road or left at a animal shelter where nobody knows how to take care of them, or given to a zoo in some cases if they're lucky. Also, fennec foxes are also slightly at risk because people tend to hunt them for their fur for keychains. So yeah, I didn't think those were still in style anymore. Like, I thought those went out in the 90s with the rabbit's foot, but I guess it's still a thing in some countries, and so they're still being hunted, and it's not good. They're not technically at risk or anything right now, but if the fur trade continues and if they continue going up in popularity as exotic pets, then they do run the risk of being put onto that list. And I'm going to pass it on to Darrington.
Hi. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of information thrown at you today during our fun facts. My name is Darrington. I use he, him pronouns, and I play Tennison Vitell. Also he, him pronouns. It's been a second since I've been here. I'm so excited to be back. And hopping on the train of our actual animal friends in our world. Statistically, toucans are technically endangered as an entire species, but there are several different kinds and subspecies of toucans that are doing just fine. The statistic thing comes from rainforest as a whole decreasing, and so naturally lots of toucans are losing their home, but I am surprised that it's not super crazy weird to have a toucan as a pet. It's legal in places like California, among some other places in the United States, and they can actually make excellent pets. But again, only if you are experienced with exotic birds and know the specific needs that those sort of animals have. But there are a lot of really cute videos of people who do take really good care of their exotic birds, toucans among them. And even though they can't speak as some of the other more verbal birds can, they do have a lot of personality. They'll like catch grapes from across the room. They can be very, very loving, but again, responsibility is the number one thing. And I'll pass it over to Annie.
All right, let's talk about cheetahs. First of all, though, my name's Annie Schwaner, she, her, and I play Kira Swiftfoot. also she, her. And so cheetahs, as you may know, are on the extinction list. They are very vulnerable. Cheetahs face extinction pressure from climate change, hunting by humans, and habitat destruction, which is reducing the size of their populations. And so because of this, cheetahs actually have a really hard time reproducing. Their reproductive success is very low. So in these unstable environments and like with the climate change and being hunted and the habitat destruction, it just brings that even lower. So let's take care of our animal friends. Let's take care of everybody and make sure we can all live together in peace and harmony, shall we? So take it away, Justin. You're welcome.
Wow.
Woo!
Good job, everyone. Y'all did some research. All right.
So do we get like an A+ on our biology report then?
Yeah, gold stars all around. I'll give you each you know what? I will give you each a plot point for that.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're doing real work here,
you.
okay? You're doing real stuff. I have a lot I want to cover real quick. Number one, of course, as I'm sure you noticed, we have a little bit of a blank spot up here. Our friend Brad is doing completely fine, just couldn't join us this morning, so we'll see him back next week. I'm sure he had a really cool hippo fact that he will probably share with us then.
Oh, they're vulnerable too. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Hippos are
Yeah.
vulnerable too.
What?
I first of all want to say hi to we got Elisa Lynn. Hi. We got Tarwater. Howdy. We've got that's just you guys. We've got Kate. Kate's here. Hi, Kate. Hi, Sumkey.
Hi.
And
Poultry guys.
so we have to. Sumkey is loading me up. I want to say, Sumkey, I love all these characters that you're giving us. This one, if nobody's reading the chat, Lady Christy Kara, the Ghost Chicken, a Poultrygeist.
Poultrygeist.
Yeah.
I am logging out.
I wrote it down, and I will include it. Here's the thing: as we get, if I don't use it in this campaign, I will use it in future Zoa campaigns. So, just saying, if such a thing was ever to happen, just saying.
Yeah.
I want to say, real quick, you guys are all talking about animals. I want to say something about an animal, but it's also an unknown animal. This is something that I read for the first time. Emma's gonna be so mad she's missing this. This is something I read for the first time today. I don't know if anybody else has heard of this before. So stupid.
I'm so excited.
So, tabletop role-playing games.
Mm-hmm.
It's, acronym TTRPGs, right? Well, I heard this morning for the first time that people refer to that as titterpigs. So Emma just sat down right into it.
What?
So I was saying that TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games, is sometimes referred to as titterpigs. And so I really want, in a future Zoa project, somehow titterpigs will become a Zoa feature.
Titterpig.
All
Titter
pigs.
pigs.
Yeah.
That needs to be like an official.
That's great.
Titter pigs.
Anyway, back to this show. So, Zoa Stardust is a PG-13 adventure. We utilize safety tools, such as lines and veils, color cards, to make sure that we all remain comfortable and respectful of each other's boundaries. A few content warnings beyond that: language, violence, sometimes drugs, sometimes adult situations. Nothing major yet. The day is young. But we'll never do anything too graphic for you, so you can watch with your, preteens, I guess. Anybody have preteens out there? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Pigs who are super, super giggly. Tater pigs. On today's Get to Know a Zoa, we're going to be covering, as we have for the last few weeks, a different realm of Zoa. So in the past, we've done Aridia, Breckleaf, Koralsh, Dodencress, Floridin, today we're going to cover the last officially recognized realm, and that is Ishkapez.
Ishkapez.
Which, if some of you were asking me earlier how it's spelled, it's Xcapez. Ishkapez.
Not the way it sounds.
Not the way it sounds. In some languages it is, yeah.
Come on, guys.
It's a very Hispanic pronunciation.
I love it.
But it is kind of the rainforest biome of Zoa. It is split into two vastly different areas. There is Canopili, which is known as the world above, and Shroud Town, which is kind of referred to as the world below. So Canopili is a sprawling metropolis built in the treetops. It's a sprawling metropolis. Didn't work.
You tried.
Keep moving. Just keep moving along. I'm
Just
not
keep
salty.
talking. Keep talking, Justin.
Rich and wealthy people live there. It's very Silicon Valley-esque, with hints of like Wakanda thrown into it as well. The government it's a democratic republic. There's a governor who runs Canopili, named Charlo Howell. He is a chimpanzee. He is serving his 7th consecutive term.
Yo!
And it is a democratic republic. He was voted by the people 7 times in a row. You just wonder which people are voting for him is the real question. So that is, again, on a future Zoa project. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a whole other campaign.
But a few places of interest in Canopili. You have Tree Tech Industries, right? Of course. We know Tennison was leading a division at Tree Tech Industries. Large, successful corporation. Harnessed solar energy using Arcana Tech. Big stuff. There's Lush Top Park, which is an amazing place to relax during the day or at night. They use it for Vine Rush, which is one of the big sports across Zoa. And also Crystal Falls, which is a beautiful waterfall emerging from the cliffs of Canopili. Fun fact, Crystal Falls was named the #1 most romantic destination 8 years in a row at the Pine Drop Press. So, exciting stuff. And then there's the less rich part of Ishkapez, and that is Shroud Town. Shroud Town is... Canopili's in the treetops. Shroud Town is the world below, the floor of the rainforest. It is the poorest place in all of Zoa. Slums, it's dark, it's lacking sun, nothing really grows there, and people who live there typically work monotonous jobs for companies up in the treetops, up in Canopili. There is no government there. They are technically a part of Canopili's government, but they probably don't vote. I don't know. Or if they do, I don't know. The only place of interest in Shroud Town is something called the Pit. Nobody goes near it, but it is huge and incredibly dangerous. You could fall in. It is a very, very large hole in the ground. Nobody knows where it goes. In Shroud Town, that is Ishkapez, baby. You're welcome.
Hey, baby.
Let's see. We have another plot point here for Milo, since I think he ran out last time.
I did.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Tarwater.
Thank you.
And Kate, see you later. Love you guys. I mean, love you too. What? Anyway, we have nothing else to say. I think that's it, right? So without further ado, let's go into the world of Zoa Stardust. Woo! Okay. I thought we'd start off today a little different, just in case any of you who are watching haven't been able to catch some of our previous episodes. I thought we'd start off with a little bit of a very broad recap, and then we'll go in. So that's one that I wrote, and then we'll go into the previously on, which, as per usual, the team writes without me knowing, and then I read it out loud like Ron Burgundy. So if you haven't watched before, or you did and you just haven't caught up, spoilers. Zoa is a world of anthropomorphic animals called metazoa, living in relative harmony across multiple realms. After graduating from Ursa Academy, is there a plane going by? Did I... do you guys hear that?
I do.
No.
Okay.
I heard it.
Okay. After graduating from Ursa Academy, 5 young majors are brought into space to the cave, where they can begin their work in exploring the unknown reaches of space. But when the cave is attacked by a race of mysterious metal beings called Menagerum, our team is forced to escape, leaving behind everything they know. Looking for answers, the team found Silgrit the All-Seeing, one of only a few mystozoa left in the galaxy. Silgrit explained to them that in order to save Zoa and the galaxy, they must find and possess 5 fragments of chromium, a metal, that when put together will form a key that will allow them to travel to the Menagerum's home universe, where Zoa is possibly being held. Each of these fragments, called relics, are bonded to one of the remaining mystozoa, hence they will not be easy to get. And that's kind of, in broad strokes, where we are now. So I'm going to go ahead and read our previously on. Previously on Zoa Stardust. Our heroes sailed off into the alien desert to find the next mystozoa, Ogrim the Humble, and retrieve the second relic. However, they soon found themselves facing off against the ancient mystozoa, now driven mad by the power of the relic. Despite their best efforts, Milo and Shay found themselves as appetizers for the beast. Utilizing his own relic, Milo managed to tap into the power of it to communicate. I see. Milo managed to tap into the power to communicate with Ogrim and ended the god's life, freeing him from the power of the relic. 2 relics down, 3 to go. It seems obtaining the chromium relics will be harder than our crew originally thought. Can they survive? Let's find out right now.
I love the narrator voice.
It's great.
It's so good.
I'm wishing I would have done it the whole time, but, you know, say lovey.
Lavi.
My husband does that. God damn it. I thought I could escape that.
That was my husband.
So, we pick up here. You are on Buckley's Sting, of course, with your full crew. You have Hector, you have Dresden, you have Theodore Billroth, Mallard Surgeon, you have Ambassador Ebley, and you have Shay, who was covered in slobber on the last planet. Seriously, there's a plane.
No, I heard it too this time.
I don't know.
That's weird. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, we have all of you on the deck of the ship here. Why isn't this? Oh, it wasn't loud enough. It's like there should be music playing. Sorry, everyone. I'm a little wired this morning.
You can tell.
Is that gonna keep happening? Okay. We have all of you on the ship. Now, it is a 2-day journey from where you were to where you are going. What do you think each of you are doing in those 2 days? Why don't we start with Tennison, because Darrington, you've been gone the last couple sessions. You did have a chance to catch up, I believe.
Yes.
On what's been happening. So, yeah, exactly. So, what do you think Tennison has been doing with his time?
I think Tennison is in a weird mix of spots right now because he hasn't been as active in the main mission and especially a lot of the danger. He's reminded quite a bit of being at home and sort of things happening in the outside world while he was inside by himself making things happen. And that was always something that Ten was a little sensitive about. But at the same time, this is also where he's thrived. And so a large part of this time has been finally getting around to what he and Chomper have been promising Ebley for the longest time, which is some agency, the ability to move. And we collected enough materials from the last base we were on and some of the spare parts that we found on the ship to be able to finally create Ebley's sort of device for movement that he's really, really excited about because it is a combination not only of the prototype that he made for Pudge without really knowing that it was going to Pudge, and some of the technology he's used for himself. It's sort of a hybrid Tucanai. It has the legs of Pudge's device that allows him to move around with controls inside the fishbowl that is at its center, but also at the top it has two of the slender Tucanai arms. So Ebley now has the ability to walk around and roam free as long as there's enough power in the device, and so he can walk, run, jump, but he can also grasp, push, and pull things with this new prototype. It's not perfect. It's not all the way done and might require maintenance and repair every now and then, but that suit is finally done for Ebley. I think Ten spent the last couple days perfecting that and getting him up and moving.
Amazing. And Ebley, you hear him. I think you're you've had him. He's kind of gone inside of it a few times for tests, and then you've had him get out. You go back to your shop. You make adjustments, but finally, all of you on the ship hear this like, oh, yes, oh, it's working. This is fantastic. Oh, Tennison, oh, you've done it. And everybody kind of gathers around the lounge area to find. God damn it, right. Everyone gathers around.
Milo and Kira are in the other room and go,
The fuck is going on?
And you walk in and you see Ebley in this suit, contraption. I don't know what you want to call it. Do you have a name for it, Ten?
I don't yet.
Okay.
Ebley has been speaking this entire time that Tennison hasn't been able to think past just getting it done.
Yeah.
Ebley 2000.
And you see, he's got like sort of levers at the bottom of his fishbowl. Being a catfish, kind of swims around a little bit and kind of smacks into some, and it's very steampunk looking. And he moves around, and he's so giddy. Oh my, Tennison, what? Thank you.
Ugh, I'm only sorry it took so long, but hopefully you feel a little less trapped.
Oh, yes, I can't wait. Well, what can I do? The next adventure, what would you like me to do? I can, perhaps, fight, or hold a rope.
Maybe you can stay here. I don't know. Let's experiment with it.
Sure. No, yes, of course. It needs time to get used to it, of course. Perhaps I'll start by walking up the stairs onto the deck. Ooh, space!
Okay, just be careful. It's not... Oh.
And he's already, like, walking out the door past some of you. Yeah.
Elisa Lynn suggests the name The Ebb and Go.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Go.
That's so good.
Lisa, that's fantastic.
Yes.
So, 10, you've been working on that all day. You're probably pretty tired. The last couple days, I should say. What, I think at that point, Dresden kind of comes up to you, Tennison. Wow, you did it! It really works.
Yeah, I hope I can remember this blueprint. This might be helpful at home.
You didn't write it down?
Oh, no, I never write anything down. It's usually always back there.
Oh, wow. You're like a real genius.
Ugh. I don't know. I think that I'm good at what I do, but it's kind of limited, you know? I'm not sure how much I've actually been able to help.
I think you're really selling yourself short, Tennison. You just allowed Emily to walk. You gave him initiative. You gave him a way to help. Someone who, and I don't just mean for the team, but I mean for his own self-confidence. You did that. That's huge. And not to mention all the stuff that you've done to the ship, the modifications you've helped me make. It's Tennison, we wouldn't be here without you.
Thank you, Dresden. There's just a lot of pressure on us. There's still a whole world that's gone, a whole galaxy that needs our help, and I don't know. I think it's been happening around me, but not really with me. I hope I can change that.
I think the fact that you even recognize that is huge. I told you about how I got kicked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I was bitter. I was angry. I took this job as a crewmate, but really the whole time I was just thinking about myself. How I could get back into the good graces of Ursa, or even, I don't know, make them realize how wrong they were. And it wasn't really until you all came along I started to realize I just like being a part of this team.
It's hard being a creator without having anything to create. That's something that I can relate to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Justin.
Hmm?
You ever been to Ishkapez?
No. No, I've wanted to. I've had opportunity to. I just, I don't want to offend you at all. I come from, a family of people who, not, we're poor. We're poor people. And, I don't really like Ishkapez.
I know what you mean.
You do?
Yeah. It was sort of a relief to be able to go to Ursa and train and be away from that weird society.
Oh my god, I this whole time, I didn't want to offend you. I didn't know how to talk about it. Oh, the fact that I like you even more now.
We have a lot in front of us before we can safely get back home, but I have a feeling once you visit Ishkapez again, you might like it a little bit more, especially because there will be a job waiting there for you.
Tennison. That... She turns away. If snakes could blush. When we get back home, it would be an honor.
We could use people with a different perspective, and I think you're perfect. Thank you for helping me out of this rut. Let's go back upstairs and try and help save the world, huh?
Sounds like a plan. She scurries out of the room. And you watch her go? As we move over to... Who? Whom? Anybody else have any ideas of something that you might be doing during these days?
Let's see. I think Kira definitely wants to spend time writing everything down that they've seen, making sure she has really detailed notes, and I think she does want to check in with Milo.
Amazing.
Where you at, Milo?
Why don't Kira go ahead and make me a roll here, for your notes and kind of taking notes, kind of reading back through your book of Zoa. Just make me kind of a general research check here.
Okay. Let's see. I think that's probably good. Okay, we will roll. Oh, good. Only 1. There's a 1. Let's see. So let's add the 7 and the 4, so that's an 11 with a D10 effect.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. You're taking notes. You don't realize it, but time. You're spending a lot of time in here researching, looking at Mystozoan like folklore, essentially, right? The little bit that's there and whatnot. Realizing the 3 Mystozoa you have left, all you know is you're going to the next closest one.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know which one's next and whatnot, but you know that there's 3 left of the ones that Silgrit mentioned to you, right? So Silgrit the All-Seeing, you've had Ogrim the Humble. There's 3 left. You have and now my list is gone. You have Kalzanef the Ever-Burning, Yitlo the Seeker, and Balderok the Gentle. Kind of looking through the folklore that you have of these Mystozoa, Kalzanef the Ever-Burning is a phoenix of if there is a Zeus-like creature in this pantheon, if you will, it's Kalzanef. Kalzanef was considered to be the greatest of the Mystozoa, the Lifebringer, in a similar way to how Ogrim the Humble was with the basilisks, with creating life through the earth. Kalzanef was more of a it was life-bringing, but in a way of destruction. So it was what's the term? Tilling the land. I guess I don't know if that fits right now, but you know, it's burning down the old trees. It's contained forest fires, if you will, in a way that new will grow out of it. So it's kind of this circle of life-esque philosophy that is kind of surrounding Kalzanef as a whole. She is extremely powerful and renowned. Yitlo, the Seeker, is a jackalope. And he is... all of his lore that comes with him is surrounding things such as connections. He is very much like a Mercury, very much like a Hermes. Never content, never stopping, always looking for that next connection, looking for that next wonder, essentially. And there's a curiosity, I suppose, to him that made him a very popular Mystozoa of the world, I suppose. Just because he would go everywhere, essentially, and he relished in the idea of bringing people closer together, making things not seem so far, so different. And then there is... So, what's interesting is some of the stuff you find is Yitlo and Balderok are kind of a yin and yang of sorts. They have an interesting relationship that different lore kind of gives you different things. And like I said, I mean, there's not a ton of lore about these Mystizoa, but so it's all kind of scattered. Some depictions of them are as lovers. Some is as two pieces of the same, two parts of the same whole, essentially. Whether that's like brothers or soulmates, it's kind of difficult to understand or to tell for sure. But where Yitlo is impatient, curious, ever seeking, Balderok is goes with the tide. Balderok the Gentle is what's called a Leviathan, and you're not entirely sure what that means. But depictions describe him as whale-like, but also tentacles, but also you're not entirely sure. All you know is that he is as impatient as Yitlo is. Balderok is content and ever just letting things shift around him, and kind of, I guess, going with the flow, if you will.
Yeah.
He's also depicted as being somewhat of a dreamer. There's ties with him creating dreams, if you will, even traveling through dreams. Yeah. So, again, Balderok, the largest, and Yitlo, the smallest, are kind of two sides of the same coin, I suppose.
Gotcha.
So those are the three that you have not yet encountered. And yeah, you're kind of deep in this research, just kind of comparing notes from this source to this source and all of these different articles that, were put into this book. And that is when you kind of... What time is it? You realize maybe you need to go stretch your legs for a bit. It's maybe been like 8 hours.
Oh gosh, haven't eaten anything. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go grab some food and maybe go find Milo then.
Okay. Seek out Milo.
Legs are totally asleep, aren't they? Where are you at, Milo?
I think Milo's probably piloting the ship, just steering. He's doing some thinking, so that's where he's at.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So I am going to just walk up to you and kind of just, I don't know, sit on something next to you if there's anything. Try to lean casually
against the banister. Oh god, I almost fell out of my chair.
That would have been funny.
Justin comes back and Rebecca is
just gone.
How you holding up there, Spidey legs?
Whatty legs?
Spidey legs.
Spidey legs. Oh, yeah, the things.
Yeah.
I'm concerned, I guess is the word.
Can you run me through what you did, what happened, how it...
I mean, so what had happened was, like, I picked up the rock and the relic, and I said, you're supposed to have power, do something. And then I asked it to call the snake god. I thought that's what it was supposed to do. But then it like melted and then like covered me. And then like I saw things and like Silgrit and it was just a lot that happened. And I don't know. And then suddenly I had legs spreading out of my back, and yeah, it's been weird. I don't know. It all happened really fast.
Yeah. Well, do you feel, I mean, besides having those strange powers and seeing things, do you feel different at all? Do you feel like yourself? Is anything harming you at all?
Well, I don't know. I feel like basically me. I feel a little smarter somehow, but
That's always a plus, yeah.
Yeah. But like, and I guess this is the part that kind of concerns me a little bit, is when we found Ogrum, like the closer we got to him, like I felt so much happening, like adrenaline, and like my heart started hurting, and it was just, there was so much, and I don't know, for a very brief second there, I thought I wasn't gonna make it. Like it's terrifying. I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on. And then with Ogrum, I mean, that thing, it kind of took over him eventually, and he lost, like, he wasn't himself anymore. Like, he was begging me to kill him, and that was a god.
Yeah.
And I have one of those inside of me, and I'm just scared now. Like, I don't know how much, like, is that going to happen to me? How much time do I have?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going to happen now.
I don't know. I mean, for one point, it seems like it's powerful and it has helped us a little bit, but you're right. We do need to be careful, and I'm going to figure it out, though. Okay? Even if I have to research all night, I'm going to figure it out. I'll talk to Tennison. Maybe he has some ideas, and maybe Ebony or, Bill Roth have ideas. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay? What do you need from me? How can I be your peacekeeper right now?
I don't know. I mean, just be there, I guess.
You want some tea?
I would love some tea, actually.
And you hear a voice. Oi, is someone getting tea? I love some. This is me, Chomper.
Oh!
I know, I'd love some tea because I feel a bit of a cough coming on. It's affecting my voice a bit, I think.
Okay.
But,
Flip.
Flip. Oh, Flip would like some tea as well.
All right. Anybody else want tea?
Where are we?
I don't know. I don't know. I stepped away. I'm not sure.
You hear the
I
echo
hear
to
my
the echo.
Anybody else want some tea?
Yes, that sounds lovely. Thank you so
All
much,
right,
Kira.
that's for Tennison.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to make it.
All right, then me. I'll just make a pot. I'll just make a big old pot.
Yeah.
I'm going to awkwardly kind of like put my hand on Milo. Like, I don't know if you're a toucher. Are you a hugger? I don't want to.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Like, you're
Okay. Give Milo a hug.
It's the hovering over me that makes me anxious. You're very tall.
Cat. It's gonna be okay. And
Thank you.
if you have that panic attack again, or just remember to breathe and think of 5 things that you can see, hear, touch, smell, what's the other one? Taste. Sometimes you can't taste things, but it helps me. It just kind of focuses your mind on something.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. You're a good peacekeeper. Just letting you know, you're doing a good job. Maybe work on the hugs, but good.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on those more. I tried this morning, but I just couldn't, Yeah, it's different with a person. Anyway, I'm gonna go make tea now. It's just gonna go off.
Amazing. So you head off that direction.
You're practicing hugs with a pillow?
I was just like, wait, is she practicing on pillows?
Buddy.
Milo,
weird.
what do you think you do after that? Do you want to do anything else? I'll remind you as well, your echo device is slightly broken, cracked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll go find Tennison and get that. See if he can fix it, or maybe Dresden can fix it. Sorry, I had the wrong name in my head. But yeah, I'll probably go see if I can find someone who can fix it, because it's broken.
Yeah. All right, you head over to find Tennison, who is maybe falling asleep in his chair.
Hey, hey.
Sorry. Hi.
Hi, you doing good?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Hours and hours of Epley, but I'm fine.
Ha yeah, okay. Say no more. So, while we were down on that planet, I had a little oopsie and kind of got eaten by something, and when that was happening, and like he like holds up the echo, and he's just like, I kind of broke this.
Oh.
Would you happen to know how to fix this? Or...
Oh, sure. I can at least give it a shot. Let's see.
I think, Tennison, you've studied an echo device extensively. You know immediately what the problem is. Go ahead and give me a roll, Tennison, but I'm going to tell you, it's probably a pretty low difficulty. Your sleep might keep you from successfully doing this right now, though. Your lack of sleep, I should say.
Jeez, Milo. I mean, this should be something that I can fix, but what happened?
I'm not really sure. I fell out of a boat, ended up in the mouth of a giant snake, worm thing. And, I mean, it kind of works. Like, I can sometimes hear things, and, like, the flashlight kind of, but, that's about it. I'm just not really good with technology, so.
Oh, no, sure. Let me see if I can. Okay. 12 with a D10 effect.
Yeah, you're good. You got it.
Oh,
If you would like to add that D10 to something for yourself, you may. If you want to create a little asset or something for yourself, otherwise, just ignore it. It's fine.
Can I create an asset for someone else?
Yeah, if you spend a plot point to give it to them.
I sure will.
Okay.
Hey, Milo.
Mm-hmm.
We never really got trained in our respective assignments, right? You know, Captain, Peacekeeper, Arcana Technician, or at least I didn't get that training, and
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what I should be doing all the time. And to tell you the truth, I felt like I abandoned you a little bit, and things could have gone a lot worse than they did. And I just wanted to let you know that I take this job very seriously, and I won't do that anymore. And I have been working on this. I know it looks small, but if you put it on your dust sword and then activate it, I think you might be excited about what happens.
Ooh, what's it do? And I slap it on the blade. It's shiny.
Well, you know how my family's company primarily works in solar power and infusing that with dust. But it's always been a little bit of a challenge, especially out here in space, not having all of that energy. So I figured I would reroute it to be able to enhance dust. So this should make the Star Cleaver a lot more powerful. You should be able to cut through almost anything.
Ooh. Oh, that's exciting. Thank you. Gosh, thank you.
You've been through a lot, and maybe if you'd had this down there, this echo wouldn't be broken.
Well, I mean, the only reason I think the echo got broken was because I fell out of a boat. But I think you're being really hard on yourself. Yeah, none of us really got training in what we're doing. I mean, we have training, but we don't have training out here. And I think we're all just kind of figuring it out as we go. But honestly, you've been a huge asset to us. There's been so many things. You got this hunk of junk up and running, which I thought was going to be impossible. Like, honestly, this was kind of the saddest ship I've ever seen. But I'm not sorry, Emma. But you've got this thing up and running. You've given people Ebbly the chance to walk around and everything. You're a huge help, and you're so much smarter than I am. Like, honestly, there are so many things I don't understand. Like this, you made this little thing, and in a million years, I would never know how to even think of coming up with something like this. And you're a huge asset to us, and you do a great job. And honestly, that whole snake god thing got really out of hand real fast, and I don't think any of us actually had a solid plan. I was just lucky enough to get eaten, which is a weird thing to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
But honestly, you're a fantastic crew member, and we're so happy to have you.
I remember back in training, I never even thought that you'd be the kind of person who would even talk to someone like me.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I had a lot of growing up to do, and I still have a lot of growing up to do, but I'm really grateful to have you as a friend.
I certainly couldn't be doing what you're doing, so I'm happy you're our captain.
Yeah, I just kind of boss people around, honestly, and steer the ship. I'm not entirely sure if that's a difficult thing to do, but we're figuring it out together.
Yeah. Let me know if that breaks down on you. I have a couple ideas for repairs.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think for the sake of ease there, Milo, go ahead and step up your dust blade one step for now. And yeah, because it's an asset, it'll eventually die down, but we'll see how that plays out in the moment.
Thank you, Darrington.
So you two were having this conversation. Skipper, what do you think you're doing? What do you think you have been doing for the last couple days?
So, do we already have a map of our path? Because I think the first thing they would want to do is chart a course for the next 3 planets so that we have, I'm imagining it like in a video game when you can see what the next levels are so that we know where we're going.
Very Star Fox.
So,
yes.
You don't know... Okay, well, actually, this is good. So I think you have to go discuss that with Milo, honestly, because you don't know where you're headed. The only thing telling you where to go is Milo, because Milo is connecting. I will say, however, if you wanted to, like, maybe hold the other relic, that would probably give you a pulse in some direction or some indication of where you want to go. Other than that, you're just kind of have to trust Milo, because he's the only one with a connection to the Promium at the moment.
Okay, I have a signature asset that is supposed to allow me to find things. Like, my sextant has one of the special effects that Skipper has is Heart's Desire, which is supposed to help them trying to locate a specific item or friend, and I haven't used that before.
Yeah. No, that'll help. That'll help for sure.
But it would probably be good to also maybe have another relic close by. So I think that Skipper is going to see if they can get that second relic from Kira.
Okay. You find Kira making tea in the mess hall.
Hi.
Oh, it smells delicious. Thank you, Kira, for that.
Yeah.
Quick request. May I borrow the relic that you are currently holding?
I feel like she drops whatever she's messing with.
Here, let me get that.
Oh, don't. No, it's okay. Why?
Oh, no, there's no need to worry. I just need to use it to locate the next planet. I have a plan, and I would like to chart a course so that we have a more concrete idea of where we're going rather than just kind of, following Milo's, the relic inside Milo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's an okay idea.
I'm not going to fuse
No,
myself with
no.
it.
I know. I want us to be careful because I'm worried about him, and all of you, actually. And I wouldn't forgive myself if something bad happened to any of you. So just be careful, and maybe ask Tennison if he knows anything about it. And be careful.
All right, Mom.
All right, it's in my room, next to my bed, and I'll bring the tea out soon, and maybe we can figure something out.
Right. Thank you. And Skipper's gonna scamper away.
Great. You head over.
Dear God.
She starts breathing in deeply.
You find the relic is wrapped in a blanket, some cloth. Unwrapping it carefully, setting it on, we'll just say, Kira's bed, or do you take it back to somewhere?
I think I would unwrap it in the bedroom and inspect it first, and then take it with me out onto the main deck, probably where Milo is.
Sure. Great. You do so. On the deck, you set it out, almost like you're doing like some sort of a seance or a ritual. You have your parchment laid out, ready to map out. You have some notes and some papers. You have your sextant sitting there right in front of you. Make me a roll.
Okay.
You can definitely add your sextant, of course, but also, no, go ahead and make a roll.
Okay. I'm putting it all together. All right, and I am spending a plot point, to use Heart's Desire on my sextant. Okay, no ones, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so my total is going to be an 11.
Okay.
With an effect of a D10.
Wow, great.
And I used a plot point for my special effect, Heart's Desire, to that steps up a navigation die. Okay. Well, I didn't need that, so never mind.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to spend it. That's okay.
Pretty good.
Good.
But I still have my sextant, and I'm like using it to like look out on the horizon. And you really can use sextants in space. I looked it up.
Really?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Perfect then.
Because it's a mathematical thing. You're like, it's using the horizon, and it's actually something that they can have as a backup in case they have like a power failure.
Nice.
Ooh,
So
that's badass.
the way that this works, and this is something that would baffle Tennison's mind, because you have this sextant in front of you, and it should just work like a normal sextant. It shouldn't help you see something with out of your vision by any means. And yet there's something about this sextant, a bit of magic in it, perhaps, that as you hold it and work with it, and just reach out a paw toward the relic in front of you, your eyes turn to, the horizon, I suppose, and this starscape out in front of you. You see one bright star far away. I'm not sure if it's a star, not sure what it is exactly, but it gleams at you. And instinctively, you know that that's the farthest one away in that direction. So you can kind of chart out exactly where that is for yourself. Turning your gaze a little bit, much nearer, you see two gleams next to each other. Very close. In fact, a matter of hours away. And you think two things. Number one, you're almost there to the next one. Number two, it's not the next one, it's the next two. Whatever's next is not just one relic, but two. Sumkey gifted you a plot point for Emma Space Facts.
Thank you.
Space facts!
For knowing things about sextants. So, you have that knowledge now. And you can map out, to the best of your abilities, where these are located. I'll say this, though, to you as well, Emma. As you are mapping it out, you kind of glance back up to double-check your work, and the two that are nearest you have moved. Closer.
Like, we haven't gotten closer. They physically moved.
You've moved closer as well, but they've shifted in a way that a planet would not shift.
Okay. Okay, interesting. And Skipper is like writing this all down, sketching this all out, using a compass to like plot everything out on the deck there, on a deck table that they've put out there. And they call Milo over from the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Milo, come over here.
What's up?
All right, do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Bad news first. Good news to make it better.
Okay, so the bad news is they're moving. Wait, this doesn't make sense if I don't tell you the good news
They're
first.
moving.
Drat. Okay, so the good news is I've plotted a course. I know where we're going, narrowing it down a little bit to make it just a bit more easier for us to get there by ship. That's the good news, is we know where we're going. The bad news is these two, and Skipper points to the two planets, but what they think are planets close together. These two have moved since the last time I plotted them, which means I think we might be chasing a moving target when we go after these two relics. Or perhaps a very fast rotation around something. I don't know. But that's just something to keep in mind. But we're very close. We're within hours of both of these two relics. We can get 2 in 1.
Awesome. Fantastic. Yes. Great job. All right. Let's get the pedal to the metal and let's go hunting for some relics.
Milo, as Skipper tells you this, you know, you kind of tap in, kind of back at the helm, kind of looking where you're going and whatnot. And Skipper's right. You feel the presence of these two relics shifting quickly across the plane out in front of you, essentially. They are definitely moving together in a way. So you chart course that direction, and let me do a little music shift.
Finally bringing up all the tea.
Thank you very much. Wonderful.
So I was scared when you said you were gonna start going faster. I was like, oh no.
All the tea goes flying. Literally about to spill the tea.
Not yet. Spill the tea.
Okay, so, you start moving yourselves closer and closer in what is known as sailing. You start sailing closer and closer to the to these two relics and whatnot. And it's about that time that all of you you're getting close. You're so close, Milo. You feel it not too far away now. And that's when you all feel, or rather hear, a voice come through on your echo devices, kind of across the entirety of your ship. Shay's on the deck now. Hector's over there, kind of keeping watch as well. Actually, Hector's up in the crow's nest. And all of you hear a voice that I don't think any of you really recognize, to be honest. But it is a voice that says, if I can find it right, you hear a voice. Emily, quick, get on the ropes. We have to get out of here. Miguel, keep a lookout. Let's go. Just orders being barked.
Hey, is anyone else?
Yeah.
Is that another ship?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, maybe the relics are already on another ship. Or maybe there's one ship chasing another ship.
Is someone else out here doing what we're doing?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Wait, there might be more people. We might have more help. If they have echoes, if they have...
Yeah, we should try hailing them.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What do y'all think?
I really don't want to get into a
Peacekeeper?
relic fight.
That's fair.
I mean, hide the relic. They don't have to know we have a relic.
To be
True.
fair, though, if they're on echoes...
Yeah, they're probably some of
Surely.
us.
Surely they're Zoans, right?
Cutting through again, you hear, Captain! They're gaining on us! Quick!
Oh dear.
And, cuts out.
Okay, we gotta jump in. We gotta do something, guys.
Yeah, go
I think
for
someone
it.
needs help.
Okay, Dresden, man the cannons, get them ready just in case we have to run into a firefight here. Everyone get into positions. We're going in. We're going in hot. And Milo's going to is his echo fixed?
His echo is fixed.
Okay. Milo's going to use his echo and he's going to send out an open wave. And he's going to say, this is Milo with the Buckley Sting. This is Milo with the Buckley Sting. Hailing for any survivors from Zoa, please come in.
It takes a moment, and then you hear back, Buckley Sting, this is Emily Everdell of Guardians Eclipse. We hear you. Where are you?
We are Skipper.
We're right here, and Skipper answers. We're coming in close behind you. Do you need assistance?
At that point, you hear a different voice. So you heard the one voice. At this point, you hear a different voice. The one that was barking orders before. This is Captain Shadowpaw of the Guardians Eclipse. You are Ursa Majors?
That is correct, sir.
Holy shit. Yeah, we could use some help. Absolutely. Keep, hailing, giving you our signal now. And, Tennison, you at your data sphere over there on that side, find a little ping comes up. And, at that point, the you see that they are not too far ahead. In fact, Hector at this point calls down, I see him! I see him out there! And all of you kind of focus out into the distance. You see a ship, very, very tiny, out there right now. You see a ship. And I also want to take a moment real quick because I think all of you, maybe not, no, Chomper even would. I think all of you, maybe not Tennison, just because I don't know if you pay attention to this kind of stuff. The Guardian's Eclipse is, if you guys are, the newest recruits to Ursa and unexperienced, the Guardian's Eclipse is the top team. They are the alpha squad, essentially.
Oh.
You know that Captain
know
Shadowpaw is one of the most, highly accoladed captains of all time. And it makes sense when you think about it that they were not at the cave. They were not at Zoa when all of it went down. They were out probably on a mission somewhere. And so this is the Guardian's Eclipse. Also, Emma, thanks so much for adding that command there. I hope that helps anybody in the chat. Needs a little more info. So...
Wait, that was Shadowpaw. Captain... the...
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my gosh. Kira's freaking out right now.
Milo's fangirling a little bit, like...
Yeah, geek
It also means we're not alone out here. There's actually adults out here, thank the God.
Oh my god, people with actual training.
You are having this little bit of wave of joy come over you. And as you are just barreling closer, you see their ship, the Guardian's Eclipse, and just on the other side of their ship, the stars, like when you see picture like a camouflaged, jet plane or something like that. Like when it moves, it kind of shimmers. You can kind of see that.
Oh yeah.
You see that behind them. Massive. I mean, they are this big, and there's this massive mass shimmering behind them. And it, because of the way that the stars, you recognize this Starscape-esque quality to it. The same thing you saw on Silgrit the All-Seeing, the same thing that you saw on Ogrim, where there's kind of this stars behind it. And you, Kira, specifically realize you are looking at Balderok. The whale, the Leviathan. And it is barreling past them. It smashes into some random asteroids and whatnot. You guys are getting closer. That's when you see actually Hector kind of points over and says, look there, over to the starboard side of the ship. And you all look that way, and you don't see anything necessarily, but you do see... You can't see what's doing it, but you can see an effect that's happening as just to the starboard side is some sort of an asteroid field that goes on for as far as the eye can see. And these asteroids are being, some of them, they're mostly just floating, and then every now and then one will, start, shooting off and directions towards Balderok. You don't know what's creating it, but they're shooting towards Balderok as little bullets, basically. And Balderok is barreling over towards that direction. Now, the Guardian's Eclipse has, kept out of the way of this, train that just bulldozing through. In fact, the Guardian's Eclipse kind of comes closer to you all. And you've got to a point where you can see them on the deck. even to a point where you hear this is Emily Everdell with the Guardians Eclipse requesting a docking with Buckley Sting.
Permission granted.
And you all kind of get there together, docking. The the plank goes across, I guess. It's a
holding
you're
the
closer
tea.
than that. And there on the deck of this neighboring ship the Buckley Sting looks like a piece of garbage compared to the gorgeous, grandiose, high-tech. Tennison, you're looking at it. There's some cool shit on this ship.
That is a sexy ship.
You see at the helm, you see rather kind of leaping off the helm, you see a beaver who you recognize to be Emily Everdale. She is the well-known explorer of the Guardians Eclipse. You also see coming down from the crow's nest, soaring, a majestic-looking hawk with some rope kind of in his grip. Those of you who know recognize this to be Miguel Caprex, who is the peacekeeper of this team. Coming up from below decks, kind of like almost shifting the entirety of the ship with each step. You recognize Chomper immediately. He's like, oh, as he recognizes Cassandra Silverback, the gorilla. Who I have to give credit to Rebecca for creating this character, by the way.
Oh my god!
She is holding in her hands what looks to be two full dust cannons, one in each arm. And then as she kind of moves forward, you realize, no, they're not. She's not holding them. They're strapped to her arms.
So fierce.
And she kind of comes up the stairs and just kind of unloads them and turns and looks with the rest of them. And that is when you all kind of see the majestic Captain Krell Shadowpaw, a beautiful tiger, as he steps forward, and he says, Ursa Majors, we're glad to see you. And I think that's where we'll end today.
Oh, shit.
They're great.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Jeff. I like
Great.
that. Yeah, unfortunately, we have to end. We have to do a shorter episode today just because a few of us have to run off today. And we're missing Brad, and I don't want to go too much further without him. So, but next week we will be back with some crazy stuff. I know, Jeff, thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully you can come next week. We start at 10:30 Central Time, and typically we go till 12:30. So 2 hours. Just cutting off a little early today. So,
we also have our episodes up on our YouTube channel. If you'd like to go check them out and watch our previous episodes to kind of catch up.
Honestly, I don't know if you're one of those people who's like, I know I already know what happens. I don't want to. I guarantee you, there's plenty that has happened that we have not covered yet in any of these
we brushed
recaps.
over a lot.
We brushed over a ton. So
There was the drugs. There was
the drugs. There was the pirates. There's all kinds of stuff.
Pirates.
Fair, Jeff. That's fair.
So anyway, thank you all for watching. We will be back next week. Until then, please take care of yourselves, love each other, stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.